Jesse would like be running up to me and I'd kind of pick him up like that and my head would go between his legs.
It's like always.
And how did you guys get into acting?
We have all three different stories.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I had a decision to make when I graduated high school. I either wanted to be an actor or a professional wrestler, and I chose to be a professional wrestler. So I graduated school, moved to Brisbane, and I chose a university course because I wanted to go to university to please my parents, and also because like I was in the mindset that's what I had to do. So I was like, oh, I'm going to choose a course that's going to help me the most with wrestling, which is theatre, because wrestling's just physical theatre. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, cool, that's going to help me there. So I studied theatre and I did wrestling for 2 years. And then after 2 years of doing both, I realised that the thing I loved most about wrestling was the acting and the entertainment side of it. And at the same time, I was doing a lot of theatre, so I realised that's where my true like kind of passion and love was. And that's, I transitioned back into like film work after that.
What was your finisher?
My finisher?
Yeah.
It's
I like wrestling.
Yeah.
First of all, his name was your.
I had 3 wrestling names for 3 different companies. Chris Creed was my name that I kind of came up with, and that was my gimmick that I kind of took and ran with. My finisher was they call it a complete shot. But I had my own name for it, but I honestly can't remember what my name for my finisher was now.
But you made it up. You're the one who made it up, right?
I made up the name for it, yeah.
Oh, but not the move.
Not the move,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, I just stole the move from watching
You
on
just
TV.
steal it from all like the indies and
Yeah,
shit.
exactly,
Like, no one's
yeah.
gonna know.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But yeah, I'm still a big fan of wrestling as well. Like I still I miss wrestling as well, but I'm just a fan now. But I'd prefer to be a fan, yeah.
I've always wanted to like find someone who I could do a head scissors on, but
Yeah.
everyone's like, I'll try it, and then I'm falling forward. I'm like, one day I will find someone to head scissors.
What's a head scissor?
Head scissors takedown. So you get thrown, and then it's kind of it's hard to explain.
Yeah. So you kind of
He winds up with like a broken leg.
like Jesse would like be running up to me and I'd kind of pick him up like that and my head would go between his legs.
It's like always.
But and then he would kind of
Normal Friday night for
flip
us.
out and I would then like get thrown
Right.
essentially from his momentum.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much like I would be the one doing
Yeah, the
majority
work.
of the work there. All he has to do is
Well,
really just hold on and
like
hold his
parole.
legs.
Yeah. Hold on and hold. Hold on.
Not like he did last night.
Here on the drama. So many episodes.
Alright, Jesse.
Acting?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have always sort of done it in and out throughout my life, like drama, like growing up through my school years and things, and entertaining family and whatnot. I used to like put on puppet shows and things for my cousins and stuff. Like it was, I don't know, it was just something that was kind of always there. And then I went down a different path. I was going to be a police officer, and then I was working with this girl one day who was an actor, or still is an actor. And she, told me about, like she was with this agency and things like that. And it was always sort of still in the back of my mind. So I went and checked it out and started doing some acting training while I was going through the process of becoming a police officer. And then I decided that policing will always be there, but acting is sort of something that you kind of put a bit more time and effort into. So yeah, my passion just continued to grow and grow. And the policing didn't work out, so I used that as a sign to go straight on.
Alright, never look back.
No, I've loved it ever since. Yeah.
Well,
He does still think he's a police officer sometimes.
All the
though.
time.
We were doing a self-tape
I love
in our lounge room one time.
Yeah.
And I've got this on camera because we were filming at
Alright.
the time.
Send
So
that
he's doing an
footage.
Later
audition.
on, yeah.
And a noise went off nearby, which I think ended up being fireworks.
Firework,
yeah.
But it sounded like a gunshot. And he's in the middle of a self-tape. And the gunshot happens. And he goes straight into cop mode. He grabs his imaginary gun, which he doesn't have.
There's got nothing there.
And like looks around like all like he's a cop. I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
He does it all the time, though.
I've got this on camera too. Like it's so good. It's so real. His reaction and raw. Like it's brilliant.
The fact that it's his initial reaction, not like we all duck or something like that. It's like, whoa, ready to go. Like,
No, it's when something happens, I'm like, where's the danger? What's happening? Like assessing situations straight away. Yeah. So it's like,
it was great.
There's a great analytical spin on it at the end.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
and very logical.
Yeah.
All right, Martin.
Oh, I'm much older than these guys. My story's a little bit different. I'm a late bloomer. I didn't really started acting until I was like 26, 27.
This is back in the 50s, mind you.
Yeah.
When everything was black and white. Still.
Charlie Chaplin and I was just riffing and
Didn't you have to like drink at a different fountain from?
yeah.
Still does.
Times were different. Got out of school and studied architecture and building design. Did that for 11 years, and that was just like I was working with my uncle and stuff like that. It was just an office job, but you just go through life like it's still this is what my parents want me to do, and this is what I really wanted to do, but I didn't know what else to do. Anyway, there was one time one of my friends, she was doing film and TV in uni, and she needed like an extra to do like to be a homeless guy in the steampunk era. And I'm like, okay, I'll be a hobo. And then they dirted me up and had to do some action. I was like, this is pretty cool. And I started, looked up some acting classes, and from then on, it just started going there. At the same time, I wasn't very outgoing. I was very shy and stuff like that. So I also wanted to get out of my shell and use improv classes as well to get out of that. And then here I am today. I wouldn't do this back then.
It's kind of hard to imagine you as a shy guy.
Yeah, probably like at night. Just come over at night. You'll see me. Going.
Anytime past 9 p.m.
He's had enough drinks.
Yeah. Sorry, no.
Sorry, whatever. Go box.
Yeah. But yeah, like 11 years of that, and then changing over to acting, and now just about to get graded for stunts, so be a stunt performer. So it's all happening.
Yay!
Yeah.
Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, maybe not.
Well, for me, so I was like, I didn't really want anyone coming to see me wrestle until like I felt I was like to a point where I was good, because to be good at wrestling, it does take a lot of time, a lot of training. And I used to get like very anxious and very nervous like about my wrestling matches as well. So I wouldn't want anyone coming to see me on top of that and having to worry about that. You know what I mean? So all my events and every time I wrestled, I was just in front of random audiences and like the wrestlers I know, no family or friends. Until one time, I had a wrestling match and it was literally 2 minutes down the road from one of my best friends at the time. And I invited him along, and I was super nervous that he was seeing me wrestle for the first time because he had no idea about like anything to do with wrestling. And I was backstage, and my music's about to come out like through the curtain, about to come out and like make my entrance. And I guess I just got so like hyped up, and I even like I remember like saying to the music guy, like the sound guy, I was like, "Pump it, man! Like pump that music loud!" And I was getting like so psyched, and I like barge out like through the curtain, and I slip like straight over. Like fell on my ass. Like that's the first thing the audience sees is me come out and just fucking fall on my ass like this, made like a complete ass of myself. And then I in the same match I ended up like what we call botching a move twice, where I'm wrestling like a big guy like who's like twice my size, and he's supposed to throw me into the corner. I'm supposed to come out and do this really cool like flip back onto him, and both times I ended up just getting to the top of the turnbuckle and falling straight up to the outside. And it was really like when you screw up your entrance, it's one thing to screw up in a match, you know what I mean? And I screwed up twice in the match, but to screw up your entrance, like that's just walking, you know what I mean? Like I screwed that up, you know?
Yeah, but
that's the type of person I am.
You dislocate your knee from cooking eggs.
I did. I dislocated my knee cooking eggs. Yeah. Among
that's
others.
a whole other story.
That's pretty much the story. I don't know how I did it. I was frying some eggs and I guess I just kind of put too much pressure on one leg, which means the side. I don't know.
Like the
Before I knew
the
it,
hardest one to dislocate, but you managed to do it with eggs. Were you frying?
What's funny is like I ended up on the floor, and I've dislocated my knee prior to that, so I knew like what had happened. But my first thought wasn't on my knee; it was my eggs. The eggs are gonna burn.
Priorities, man. Priorities.
Yeah,
Love it.
but yeah.
Okay.
You're a bit of a klutz, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't really have any police stories. I was never a police officer. Let's put that on record.
Maybe training stories?
Training.
Didn't you go on in the undercover cars or something? You were in the
Yeah, well,
right
I volunteered with the police for 2 years. So yeah, like I mean, I spent like plenty of time around the grounds and things like that, and got to drive unmarked cars because we weren't actually police officers. So we couldn't. So people wouldn't flag us down and be like, "Help!" It's like we can't do anything. We just volunteer. I'm just going to talk to an old lady about a break-in. Like I'm not.
He's like, "Can I
actually
be
a
robbed?"
police officer.
Like, just give me your wallet now.
Yes. Call 000.
This guy's.
Anyway, I'm late.
I'm sorry. You're a really nice person. I want to help you, but I can't legally.
So look, that was a lot of fun. It was interesting to sort of be in those environments and actually talking to police officers and being able to be in and around like the back of the police station where like everything's very interesting and you see some very interesting people come through those doors and hear some very interesting stories from the actual coppers themselves and it was a really great experience and we were fortunate enough to be at a particular station that had a watch house at the station itself. So we got to go through the watch house a few times and
Did you talk to any of the?
See some very colourful clientele and...
Did you see me?
Yeah, I was like, who's that shy kid in the corner?
Yeah.
Sketching.
What
No.
crime?
Yeah.
No. When you said
Oh,
back,
that's the flat pack stacker!
He should tell that story.
No. I don't know if I can legally tell that.
So I mean,
Okay.
no, that was a fun experience. I got to do some schoolies on the Gold Coast as well. That was some fun times, but yeah, no real exciting stories. Yeah. What about you? Mr. the shy guy?
Shy guy. I guess examples would have to be. There's a contradiction because like a part of me wanted to perform on stage. I would always like perform like dance solos for my grade, but coming out of it, I just wouldn't talk to anyone. So it was a bit of a contradiction there. But I guess as an example, like in English class, you do a speech, orals or whatever, and then I would always have to get a letter from my parents to do it in private with just the teacher and me, and do that. So I was that shy, I couldn't do it in front of the class and stuff like that. And I only had 3 or 4 friends. Just everyone. I don't know. I just didn't really talk much. And then I think outside after high school, I was just like, you know what? No one knows me. Just try something different. But nothing real stories like. It's just me not talking. And then tried improv, and I think meeting these guys definitely helped me get out of my shell. Acting space and acting class, and then I think
It does help, hey. I think improv classes, acting classes, it teaches you. And the place where you studied as well, MJ, was very similar. I think in similar courses to I think what my uni taught as well. And I think it was a big thing for me as well. As I was also a shy kid as well, and it wasn't until I did my theatre course that it really taught me to.
I think you really got to know yourself to be
out.
a performer. I mean, to know your limits and where to go and where not to go, and once you've gone to a place you haven't gone before, it's great because that means you know what that feels like, and you can sort of come back to it and not necessarily stay there. You can go back to other places. But if I ever need to do a shy guy character, I can definitely go into that. So it just opens up your broader and you can also be when you're having heightened emotion or any other emotion in daily life, as an actor, you're kind of oh, this is how it feels. I take note of what I'm feeling right now and what I'm doing, and kind of put that in character in another role. So I think that's really interesting, because like I guess in normal everyday people, they wouldn't think about, oh, what's my body doing? What am I thinking? Like, what am I feeling? It's just like, oh, life. But yeah, I think that's how interesting how performers think.
So that brings us to the end of another episode of The Convo Couch. Again, I'm Lawrence.
I'm Sun.
And we'd like to thank our guests this week, the crew from Charter BT Productions.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Really appreciate it.
Don't forget to check out the links below to their profile and subscribe too. See you next time.